hear me out. I know I'm late. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, I hope y'all doing well. Hold on, let me get my mic ready. Let me get my mic ready. Listen, I'm not gonna blame FVG Butter. All right, that's not what I'm gonna do today. All right, I'm not gonna blame FVG Butter. I'm gonna blame myself. I'm gonna take. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna take accountability for my actions. It's completely inexcusable to be late in this way. I'm very sorry about that. I'm very sorry about that, guys. But today, I hope you guys are all doing well. What's going on, dog? What's going on? Yeah, man. You know, we do these things. We do these things, man. Let's see. I'm at my magic number 3 too. Don't forget to double tap the screen, guys, and like the live and let us know that you hear us and that you're here. I appreciate you guys being here. I go by the name SOLARMAN. I am emphatically and categorically and socially and feasibly out of here. Let's take a walk. I appreciate life. We're alive. You know what I mean? That's not what y'all want to hear though. But y'all think it's the new year? I would say Happy New Year. Y'all think it's the new year? Before I get started with my topics and before we talk about, how you're actually ahead of 80% of human beings on this planet and you're very unique and you're very special. And then we're going to kind of summarize everything that I kind of been talking about this year that I kind of enjoy, and we got a good discussion today. Does anybody think it's the new year? Thank you, love. I appreciate that. Does anybody think it's the new year? I don't think it's the new year. Let me tell you why it's not the new year, and it could never be the new year in January 1st. Everything's dead. It's cold outside. Everything's frozen. Everything's frozen, people. Everything's frozen. It's frozen outside. How could it be the new year if it's frozen outside? I go outside right now. Can I grow vegetables? Can I live? Is the sun outside? Is it sunny outside most of the time? No. Then categorically, it cannot be the new year. That denotes the word new. And that kind of brings me along with these topics today, how we kind of get ran amok with these words. If you're lying to me about the new year, what else are you lying to me about? You're throwing off my circadian rhythm, sir, ma'am. My circadian rhythm being the way that I sleep, eat, drink, mate, humanity and stuff like that there. Welcome in, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I go by SOLARMAN. We are categorically, emphatically, socially out of here. But anyways, it's not the new year. The new year doesn't start till things start blooming, until I can grow vegetables, until I see seeds sprouting out of the ground from things that I planted in the downtime. Anyways, yeah, until we mate, because that's what humans do. We're kind of like 99% DNA related to monkeys, but then they say we came from monkeys. I don't know. Which one is it? Are we monkeys or did we come from monkeys? Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? Anyways, guys, people, I just wanted to talk about a few things here today. I'm not going to keep you guys long. Today, we're talking about, we're going to summarize what a YN is and how it's basically a true American. A YN is a true American. We're going to talk about Charlie Kirk, another true American. We're going to talk about Candace Owens, another true American. We're going to talk about Young Thugger, an actual American. And then we're going to talk about how demonic, let's see, I'm just looking at my thumbnail. We're going to talk about how demonic entities infiltrate our minds on a daily basis and how we kind of have like an infatuation with demons in our culture in the West. And then, I threw Uncle Ruckus in there as well, because why not? And then also, we're going to talk about lizard people. Are they real? What's that about? Because I kind of talked about that a little bit when I had I had my favorite celebrity guest on here, Paul from Understanding Conspiracy. He really talks about this stuff of the Nephilim look like clowns. Y'all remember that episode? If you don't remember that episode, go watch me and Paul's episode of Understanding Conspiracy, SOLARMAN. I don't remember what I named it, but go watch that episode. That was a really, really good episode. Go watch that. I'm looking for something. I don't know which one I should start with first. Which one you guys want to hear first? You guys can tell me and I'll go from there. I don't really have a hey, I appreciate you saying that. Love from OC. Where's OC? Where's that in the world? OC. Where's that? Whichever ones you guys want to hear first, just let me know. Do you guys want to talk about lizardmen and people? You guys want to talk about Charlie Kirk first and how they're real Americans? You want to talk about Candace Owens first and how they're real Americans? Or you want to talk about Thugger Girl and this F the streets movement? You know, because that kind of summarizes 2025, right? You know, even though I don't think we're in 2025, I don't think this is a new year. I don't think a lot of stuff, but hey, I've been told a lot of things about myself. I've been told I'm dumb. I've been told I need to get a job. I've been told, you living in my mom's basement. I am in a basement. So I don't know. That might be real. That might be real. That might, might be some truth to these words, people. What y'all want to talk about? Lizardman. All right. Let's see. Lizardman. Okay, cool. So this is what I figured out about Lizardman, people. Yeah, I got to take a walk for this. This is what I done figured out about Lizardman, people. I done figured out that and through talking with experts who've been researching this topic for 10 plus years, 8 to 10 plus years, and that's by the gentleman Paul on Understanding Conspiracy. Go check out his channel if you get a chance. I was blessed enough to get featured on this channel. One of my dreams, I've been living out my dreams. I've been crossing out stuff off my bucket list. I met 607 Unc Weird. I'm not gonna call him any names, but I met him. Big homie CC followed me back. I met Stacy Brookshire, Crip Mac's dad. Man, I just been crossing stuff off my bucket list, man. I did that with Understanding Conspiracy. I mean, people, I'm blessed. Anyways, what I've learned is since the let's just break it down real quick. What is the theory about Lizardman? The theory about Lizardman is that these are aliens that have been here since before mankind. And they have basically been the true inhabitants of this planet, and that we're under some form of tyrannical New World Order style system where these beings are underground in like Area 51 type style places, and basically, we're up under their control. That's the theory. How global warming is essentially them trying to warm up the planet to make the world, more like their habitat. Like that's what global warming is about. That's why these companies are so hell bent on destroying our ozone layer with fumes and chemicals, and that's why chemtrails release these toxins and these harmful metals into the air to poison us, so we can warm up the planet for these beings. What Paul theorizes, and what I'm kind of starting to believe, is that those lizard people are just ancient humans that were here before us that did gene splicing. So kind of like they're kind of Nephilim, but kind of not. They just they're ancient scientists basically who did gene splicing, and they mixed in their genes with that of the beast of the planet. I'm getting there. People, just give me a second. I'm cooking. Just give me a second. I'm cooking. The reason I don't think that they're aliens from another planet is because I think, I know that this planet is kind of cut off from the rest of the universe. There are other planets, but we're kind of like in a jail cell. We're kind of like y'all seen that Simpsons movie when they put the dome over the city? Yeah. That's kind of like where we at right now. That's kind of like where we at with it. No Jumper needs you as a host. I would never disrespect myself by going on a platform like Adam 22's platform. He doesn't respect himself, and he doesn't respect people that have really anything of substance to say. I would never disrespect myself like that. I gotta get back used to these lies, people. I've been having to get everything together in the home. Anyways, lizard men aren't what we think. Lizard people aren't what we think. So this is kind of going to tie into the it thing too. And this is good because I learned this from watching Stranger Things, which I said I wasn't going to watch because I thought it was weird. when I would see the thumbnail and stuff like that. I was like, oh, they're just trying to invoke demonic parasites, into the watcher. That's why it's like the most popular thing right now on the planet right now. Stranger Things. Stranger Things is number one. We have been in contact with. So, okay, give me a second. This is what it is. We have been in contact with the other world, with the other realm now since modern society. Ancient societies, Native Americans, they have different names for, the world inside of the world, or the universe, the realm inside of the realm, the shadow realm. You know what I mean? That's what they call it on Stranger Things. We have been in contact with that since time immemorial, but we just know it as different things. We know these realms as the hell and the angelic realm, right? That's why in the good book, it says that heaven is on earth, right? Heaven will be made on earth because it's right here. Everything is right here. And if you watch Stranger Things, we know that you could be right here, but on the shadow realm, or on the opposite side, on the backside of that coin, that's where these beings and these things that we can't see with our 13% vision, we can't see. That's where they exist. So what I'm saying to you is that what humans have done, not only have they learned how to invoke these spirits through what's the word? Through rituals, but they also learn to invoke these spirits through gene splicing. Yeah, through gene splicing. So these lizard people, there aren't aliens, bro. They've already been here. They've been here a long time. They've been here a long time. They've been here so long, in fact, that we think they're the aliens, and they're not. I don't know if I should respond to that comment or not. He said, yo, my banana boy. Yo, I'll get to you in just a second, man. I'll get to you in just a second, bro. Anyways, what we have here, people, is not a conspiracy on if aliens are coming up out of the ocean, from different dimensions. We're living in the post-apocalypse era, and they're trying to get back to what it was before the post-apocalypse era. That's what we're living in right now. That's what's going on right now. There's nothing new under the sun. These aliens that we think is going on, what we're actually seeing is what was here before us, and what they're actively trying to get us back to now. So, in order to get me warmed up a little bit more, let me make sure I miss none of y'all comments. I'm drunk. Where you at? Ready. What's good? Looking for blah 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 blah. Then Thug. Lizard people don't exist in the way that you think they do. We've been gene splicing since ancient Kemet. So all those beings, Imhotep, Amun-Ra, all those gods, I'm believing, and I'm starting to realize, we're just the first man. We're the first beings on this planet. And all we're doing right now today in society is getting back to what it used to be. That's all we're doing. We're just going back to how it used to be and what we used to be doing. So I'm gonna come back to that lizard topic, because it's kind of like, it's intricate, right? You gotta kind of like, you gotta really get into that. I'm saying I'm gonna come back to that. Let's talk about Young Thugger Girl, and this F the Streets movement. You know, because him, Young Thug, 21 Savage, you know, the Englishman, you know, all these rappers are now coming together. They now coming to their senses, and they starting to say, "Fuck the streets." They starting to say, you know, they tired. You know, they tired of the nonsense. They need to put the guns down. The youth is tripping. We need to stop the violence. That's what they're trying to say. That's what they're trying to say. And why they're saying it now is because rap is at its lowest peak that it's been in 50 years. In the 50-year time span that rap's been going on, it's at its lowest. It's at its lowest value. It's at its lowest value. 21 Savage, who used to be a platinum selling artist, can't even move 30,000 units on his own. His last day of sales, he just broke 50,000, and his label had to buy 30,000 worth of album sales. Yo, you don't think he sold that naturally? No, his label had to do that. So what I'm saying to you is, and then I'm gonna talk about more about Thugger Girl, but just briefly about this Fuck the Streets movement. The reason they saying fuck the streets is because the streets not paying no more. That's why they saying fuck the streets. They saying fuck the streets because the streets not paying no more. So you might say fuck the streets too if it don't pay you no more. And that's just like a street person to do, right? Because the streets is, you supposed to be slimy, you supposed to be cutthroat, you supposed to be, just for yourself. So that's kind of like what a street person to do, is use it up until it can't use it no more. And then when it's not useful no more, just say fuck it. So I'm not surprised by this fuck the streets movement. I'm actually surprised that they didn't say it sooner. Because rap's been on a decline for since COVID. I'm just surprised that they're just now coming to their senses. What we're going to see here in the next 10 years is rappers is going to start transitioning into different things. There's not no money in rap music the way they did it. There's not no money in selling out your own people to make an album no more. There's not no more money in that no more. People don't want to hear that shit no more. I surely don't. I've been not wanting to hear that shit though. I've been different. I'm saying I've been kind of different. I ain't gonna lie to you. If you look at my thumbnail, I posted Jeffrey, Young Thug, and his new album as a white man. He got a white version of himself. He got blonde hair. I mean, he got white skin with blue eyes. Give me a second on the real estate vids. I'll give you in just a second. Let me finish my thought about SOLARMAN. Let me finish my thought about Jeffrey. So Jeffrey want to be a white boy. And the reason that I said that Jeffrey is a true American is because it's a lot of people like Jeffrey who are hyper aggressive. He used to be a YN, but now he an ON, he an old nigga. It's a lot of people like Jeffrey. They're self-hating and they identify more with a white culture. That's why he just made a whole song called Ninja. That's his biggest song right now, Ninja. And if you listen to the chorus of it, I talked about all of this before, but I'm just doing a recap, people, for those of y'all that's watching this back. I appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. We are the biggest, by the way. I go by the name SOLARMAN. His biggest song right now is called Ninja. It's nigger, nigger, nigger. Anyways, he made everything is intentional, right? He made the album with him being white, with him having blue eyes, because that's how he really feel inside. He can really be himself. He got to be sober now. This man is on a 15-year probation stint. Jeffrey, Young Thug, used to be the biggest in hip hop culture. He feminized hip hop. He brought the femininity to masculinity. He made being a thug and wearing tight clothes cool. Jeffrey did that. Young Thug did that. I guarantee you wouldn't have a nigga like 607 Unc painting his nails if it wasn't for Jeffrey. If it wasn't for Young Thug doing it first. I guarantee you he wouldn't do that. I guarantee you he wouldn't do that. I guarantee you it wouldn't be thugs right now, YNs right now with the tightest clothes on in the hood with Dracos in their pants if it wasn't for a Young Thug. Young Thug is a true American because he's a self-hating black. A true American. He's an example of a self-hating black. He is the lowest tier of my culture. And because he's sober minded now, we get to really see what's in his. I mean, we got to see what was in his mind the whole time. You know what I'm saying? I've been knew that this dude can't love black people just by the way he talk and act towards black people. Everything's against black people. Everything's slimy about black people. And hey, this isn't about black people, people. This is just about America and who we are. And I'm also going to tell y'all exactly why and how you guys are actually better than 90% of Americans, of people in the planet, because you're actually aware. Before I do that, let me ask you a question real quick. Please, SOLARMAN, where can I find the real estate vids? I don't make vids on real estate because that's not my niche. But I talk about what's something called contract real estate, where you can flip houses without a real estate license in a dilapidated state. You're looking for distressed houses, and you're finding the deals for the people with the money. So you're the middleman. And it's kind of like a really good side hustle. You know, all you got to do is go on my lives and you can go find that. How to make $10,000 in 30 days. Just go to my lives and you can find that. For sure. For sure. But yeah, Jeffrey is a self-hating black people. Jeffrey don't like black people because Jeffrey is mad that he was born black. Jeffrey is mad that he was born in the ghetto. Jeffrey is mad that he was ugly, that he is ugly. Jeffrey is mad that he was born a boy because he want to be a girl. You know, Jeffrey is mad, people. Jeffrey's mad. So since Jeffrey's mad, Jeffrey is being exactly who most young black adolescents truly are inside, because they don't have any guidance, because they hate themselves. They hate their conditions and they hate themselves. Jeffrey represent a lot of niggas. That's why a lot of niggas act like Jeffrey. That's why so many people started sliming. That's why the slime movement was so popular, because Jeffrey he spoke for the culture, bro. He spoke for a lot of people. That's why these niggas popular. Jeffrey spoke for the culture. He did. Jeffrey spoke for the culture. Niggas been telling. It ain't just now that niggas all of a sudden just started telling, you know, and then, you know, we just been in the rules. Niggas been in the rules because niggas wanted to be in your 6ix9ine right now, you know, so I'm spitting facts. We've been in the rules. The streets have never abided by street culture because the streets was copying another street niggas that didn't abide by their street cultures and so on and so forth. I just watched a video today. It was a Chinese former gang member talking about the most successful gangs are the ones you don't hear about. And how the only reason that we hear about these gangs and we got all these stories about John Gotti's, about the mob, about Young Thug, is because people told. People been telling. That's what people do. They tell. The mob was the first slimes. They were sliming themselves out, blowing each other up in cars and shit. And we thought that was cool as black culture because it got dramatized to us and it got memorialized through pop culture and through Hollywood. Jews. This conversation might go there. I don't know where this conversation will go, but it might go there. It's going there, actually. Yeah, Jews. Jews did it. Jews did it, people. But yeah, Jeffrey is just a true American, people. Jeffrey is just a truly a true depiction of how most inner city blacks feel about themselves. They hate themselves. They hate the fuck out themselves. They hate their black skin. They hate that they got nappy hair. They hate that they was born in the ghetto. They hate their living conditions. They wish that they was white. And you can call it socioeconomic condition. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But that's the truth. Young Thug represents a lot of most blacks. That's why he was popular. But even him, we don't care about no Young Thug no more. He's lame. And we see it now. We see right through it. He's lame. He's a loser. We see right through it. That brings me to my next candidate. She goes by the name Candace Owens. Y'all heard me talk about Candace before. She represents America. She's a true American. Candace Owens is a true American because she represents the educated black woman, you know, sector that she represents the modern Western woman in blackface. In blackface. That's who Candace Owens is. She represents the modern woman in blackface. The modern woman basically wants to be the white man. Hyper successful, what's the word? Hyper successful, very masculine, very nonchalant in relation to social matters, but very, very, very outspoken though. That's Candace Owens. Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. That's Candace Owens. Thank you for saying W, SOLARMAN. I appreciate that. People, for those of y'all that's going to be watching this back, I appreciate y'all being here. I would wish you a happy new year, but it's not New Year's. New Year doesn't start till spring. And then even then, it's not 2026. We switched our calendars sometime in the late mid 1700s. And we kind of been, we might have did it before that. And we kind of been messed up ever since then. It's not New Year now, and it's not 2026. I don't know where I'm at, but I know all these things can't be true. So in order for me to live and be abundant in my mind, I got to think differently. And I'm getting there as to how you are also very successful and how you are also different than most of the world. I'm getting there. But we got to finish talking about Candace Owens. Candace Owens, don't be mad at Candace Owens, people. Candace Owens is a true American woman. She is. She talks a lot. She's intelligent. She is intelligent. She's successful. But, she really identifies with whiteness, with the white man, the successful white man, because success is measured by white man's culture, the elite culture. I used to really really have a problem with Candace Owens. I used to really think she was a bad person. But the more and more I listen to her, and the more and more I don't listen to her, the more and more I think about her, she's exactly who America is. She's exactly what these type of conditions in society will condition you to be. A bitch. She's exactly who she's supposed to be. She's a bitch. And I don't even think she's trying to be. I mean, I think she's trying to be now, but I think a lot of people think like Candace. Again, she's another self-hating black, not because she's a self-hating black because she doesn't identify with black culture at all. That's why she's a self-hating black. She doesn't identify with black culture at all because she looks at black culture in the modern lens of black culture being like a Young Thug, being like a Remy Ma, being like a Cardi B, being a, ratchet. She identifies black culture with ratchetness. And in order for her to be successful, she realized she got to get with the winning team. That's why she goes home to a Pink Panther every night. A Pink Panther. She goes home to white penis every night because she's getting with the winning team. It's a lot of blacks like that got to get with the winning team. You see these FBG butter agents on my live, guys, talking about something until he behaves. I'll never behave, people, because I don't think like y'all. I don't think like most people. That's why I'm successful in my own world. Because I do my own thing. I don't think like you. I don't even want to be you. I don't make this for you. I make this for my sheep, for my people. My sheep know my voice. You know what I mean? If I thought like you, I don't know what I'd be doing in my life. That's scary. That's scary. Yeah, FBG butter agents for sure. I got a lot of those people on my live. You know what I mean? Trying to tell me to be quiet, shut up. Don't talk about this. Don't talk about that. The way Candace Owens relates to this conversation, though, is because I'm talking about real Americans. Young Thug is a real American. He's a self-hating black. Candace Owens he's an example of a tier of America. He's a self-hating black who profits off of his self-hatred. Candace Owens is a self-hating black who profits off of her self-hatred in different niches, in different categories. She's educated. She's kind of cute, you know. If she loved herself, actually, she would look way better. You know, she'd probably be a little thicker too, because she don't love herself. She hates that blackness in her. She hates that black skin in her. She wants to breed it out of her body. When she has children, if she can have children, that's what she married her white husband for, to breed that blackness out of her. It can't happen quick enough for Candace Owens. That's all I'm gonna tell you about that. Damn, they want you to behave. What does that look like? They don't want me to behave. They want me to submit. They want me to be light skinned, be light skinned and be well behaved. That's what they want me to do. They want me to be light skinned and think light skinned. They want me to be on here talking nice and not talking about how Candace Owens hates herself and, stuff like that. They don't want me to talk about politics and social issues that affect everybody. They don't want me to talk like that. You know what I mean? They want me to say Happy New Year to y'all. It's not New Year. How could it be New Year when everything is dead? It's not new. It denotes that the word new means afresh, starting, a fresh start, a new beginning, life. New is new. This is dead. This is the end of the year. This is what this is. The end of the year. We're at the end of 2025, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Yeah, she's kind of cute. Which makes it harder to dislike her. Here's the thing. Here's what's good about America, people, is that you get to have Candace Owens. And that kind of brings me to my Charlie Kirks and stuff like that. But before I get to Charlie Kirk, let me finish Candace Owens. Candace Owens is a real American woman. She's very successful. She's very masculine. She's very very intelligent. But she's also very naive and very ignorant because she only sees things from her new world lens points. She doesn't see things with the spirit. She sees things with the flesh. That's why she hates herself. That's why every single chance she gets, she speaks out against blackness in relation to society. Every chance she gets, she speaks out against it. Because she has to get with the winning team. And the winning team is associating yourself with the upper class whiteness, white men specifically. Hyper intelligent, whatever intelligence relates to, modern society, hyper successful, but no spirit. There's no soul in them. I bet she can't cook. You know what I'm saying? I bet she can't make some collard greens. I bet they order takeout every day. Or if they have a chef. You know what I'm saying? I know she can't cook. I know that. Candace Owens, I know you can't cook. I know that. Because you don't make nothing with the soul. You have no flavor. You have no flavor. That's kind of what our society is about. We're about having flavor. And that brings me to my next gentleman. That's Charlie Kirk. Make sure I miss nothing. Candace Owens is captured. Yeah, she is captured, bro. She's captured by her needing for elite approval. When really she's just the hoe of them. They would bend Candace. Yo, what the fuck is that? Yo, I need a moderator here. Jeez, oh, please get that out of here. Anyways, they would bend Candace over. They would bend, if they haven't already done so, they would bend Candace Owens over and use her just the same way they use Saweetie and all these female rappers and stuff like that. She's no different, except she speaks on the political sector. You know how these female rappers is against black women, right? These modern female rappers is the worst thing because, for us, J. Edgar Hoover said that we would never have a black messiah. So another black messiah. So what happened with us and what was going on in the 60s was that our only our culture, that our entertainers became the representatives of our culture. And it says in the book of Ezekiel, if you want to take this back to religious text, it says in the book of Ezekiel that that the Lord would destroy the mountain of Israel. He would destroy the idols in the mountains of Israel. Those are the places on high, people. And if you see right now, the mountains of Israel are being destroyed. Diddy, R. Kelly, Chris Tucker, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan. Who else? Jay-Z, Kanye West, Busta Rhymes. Who else? Barack Obama. Who else? Who else? Big Meech. Who else? You know, everybody that we idolize, that we allowed to gatekeep our culture, has been brought low before us in some shape, form of the imagination. But yeah, Candace is captured. She's captured by her. The root chakra is what connects you to your lowest chakra, is what connects you to the world, and what and how it allows you to root yourself in how you're going to express yourself. Her root chakra is cut off because her roots are defined by monetary success and cultural standards. In layman's terms, she cares what people think about her, and not her people. Western white culture. She cares what they think about her. And, you know, we've always had that, and we've had that since the inception of America, because it was inappropriate for you to for you black women and black men to sing and to you know, they used to clip our lips together with machines, with contraptions that would tie around our necks and clip our lips together, so we couldn't sing and hum hymns that related us back to our spiritual essence, you know, because when you sing and when you hum and when you talk together, that's why it was illegal for us to talk in our native languages. They cut us off from all that. It wasn't just because they wanted us to be white. This is because if we remember who we are, we would kill them eventually. So Candace is cut off from all of that. And that's why she goes home and she sits on Pink Panther. Yeah. And yeah, I put the Hodge twins in my thumbnail, didn't I? Or did I? I don't know. Hodge twins are like that too, because they're biracial. And I'm not going to just talk about blacks. Like I said, I'm talking about Charlie Kirk in just a second. Welcome in, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I go by the name SOLARMAN. You know, right now I'm kind of talking about how it's not the new year. It's impossible for it to be the new year. Everything's dead. You know, this is like kind of like the end of 2025. If you believe in that kind of thing, you know. The Hodge twins are another example of self-hatred. They're true Americans. Americans hate themselves, not just blacks, not just the self-hating blacks. White Americans hate themselves. Why do you think that they're always on defense mode in the political spectrum and telling everybody how they're the victims of everything? They're the victims of society. They hate themselves. They hate that they can't relate back to no homeland. They can't relate back to their homeland, just like we can't relate back to Africa. They hate that. They hate that. And then you got something like the Hodge twins. What the Hodge twins do is they speak to the spirit of America that hates itself, that wants something and somebody to blame, without fixing or offering any real suggestions. And that's on both sides of the spectrum. You know, you got a lot of, it's called a grifter. You got white grifters like that, Hodge twins that grift and allow a white America to feel better about themselves. You got black grifters that just point for just white people to blame for our position in the world, you know, without offering any solutions. You got people like that. The Hodge twins are like that. The Hodge twins are like that. So That brings me to Charlie Kirk. I'm at about 40 minutes. I know I got to make it to 45. That brings me to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was a perfect example of an American. Just like Donald Trump, just like this current administration is a perfect example of America. Charlie Kirk represented how people actually feel, but they can't say it. They can't articulate it like Charlie Kirk could. You know, kind of like Ben Shapiro, like how they can, Black Lives Matter, destroy more property than any other, protest group in history time, modern history, blah, blah, blah. Real quick. Charlie Kirk represented that. Charlie Kirk does not offer any type of solutions about what will fix America. Charlie Kirk only speaks from the lens of white America that offer no solutions. Charlie Kirk didn't die because he was saying the wrong thing about trans, about black people, about white people. Charlie Kirk died because he spoke out against Israel. The real leaders of America, Israel. Hola, welcome in, family. I appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I go by the name SOLARMAN, by the way. Right now, I'm trying to talk about everything. I'm getting back in the flow with these lives. But right now, I'm talking about Charlie Kirk and how he's an example of a real American. He didn't die. Yeah, he didn't die because, speaking of what they say, people got mad because he was speaking about trans. People don't really care about that stuff, bro. People don't really care about nothing. You don't die on national TV today unless you're supposed to die, at that level. Charlie Kirk was supposed to die because he's a Freemason. And in his contract, he knows better than to speak against Israel. Y'all didn't just see that Donald Trump, he had that Ashkenazi Jew, Zionist, put his arms around him and say that Trump was the first Jew president. And then Trump was looking uncomfortable. And then he was like, you're right. Yeah. Y'all ain't see that? Y'all ain't see that? I just saw a video about that. Y'all ain't see that? He had the Jew had his arm around Trump and was like, this is the first Jew president. And then Trump was like, he wanted to say, you know what I mean? Y'all saw that? Since when y'all know Trump to let people say anything to him that he don't like? Since when you know Trump to do that? Trump is a real white man. He tells you exactly how he feels at all times. And he says what he wants. In order for them to do that, this has to be the United States of Israel. And this goes back to the lizard thing as well that we were talking about in the earlier, that I didn't articulate so well. This goes back to that. These people have mutated themselves into prophecy. I'll break that down further. These so-called Jews, these Zionists, they manipulate, and that's how you get Jeffrey Epstein and all that. He's in the thumbnail too. But this all goes lizard people, Trump, Jeffrey Epstein. It all goes together. These people mutate themselves into prophecy, meaning because they are the enemy that prophecy talks about, they have to flip the script. They are in communication with the shadow realm, with the other world, the world that's right here, right now, but the version that we can't see, right? That's why they say in Newton's law, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. That doesn't just exist in the physical. That means when I do something, as I'm saying this now, there is a version of me that's saying it in the heavenly realm, and there's a version of me that's speaking this through. That's why your words have meaning and have substance. I'm speaking this through into the shadow realm, into the shadow vortex as well. That's why words are important, son. And context does matter. Words are important. Context matters as well. What I'm saying right now is speaking through darkness. It's speaking through heavens. It's speaking out of the heavens and speaking through darkness. And it's existing for you and through me here right now in this 3D version. These Zionists know about this. People like Trump know about this. And we get shown versions and explanations of this through pop culture. This life is getting better now. I feel good. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Lord. Jesus. Thank you. That makes sense. These people are aware of this, people. Yeah. I like my soup. It's not a soup, but it's a little bit. You know. I want y'all to know that I take myself very seriously. Sometimes, most of the time, a lot of times, you know. The thing about the shadow realm, though, and the thing about these other realms is that it's laws to it, right? There's laws to nature. And for you to exist in the shadow realm, you get blessings or you get power quicker, and the rules are different than that of the heavenly realms, right? We talked about that on previous lives, why people worship demons and stuff like that, pray to demonic parasitic spirits, because it's easier to get a parasite than it is to get healthy. Being healthy takes more work. It's the same thing in the spiritual context, right? These people infuse themselves with Nephilim DNA, with serpent DNA, and we all have a serpent brain, right? We know about that. There's two halves of our brains. We really got three brains, right? We got this half. We got the rational human side. Then we got the serpent side. And then we got what's called the pineal gland. That relates us back to spirit. These people are aware of all this. But there's different rules that come in these spiritual realms. And you get blessings depending on what you're tapping into. Welcome from Brazil. You get different blessings depending on what you're tapping into. It's very, very, very much easier to get blessings from demons than it is from angels, because angels require a little bit more sacrifice. You cannot be overly sexually promiscuous and then expect blessings from angels. You can't be overly greedy and expect blessings from angels. You can do all that with demons. You can. They just require blood. You can get blessed from demons right now tonight. Just know that you're forfeiting. They call it your soul, but really what it is a spiritual contract. It's the same thing with angels, but with demons, when you make that spiritual contract, they hold you very accountable. If you stop, because you invoke these spirits into you, right? And demons, it comes in the form of parasites, and then angels, it comes in the form of liberation, of healing. So when you invoke these demonic blessings, you're allowing that parasite to manifest in your body. So you then give it authorship over your vessel. And when you don't uphold your end of the bargain, it'll kill you. So yeah, it's much easier to invoke blessings from demons than it is for angels. And then it is from angels. Much better. Easier, I mean. I said easier. I meant easier. Peace, God. Welcome in, people. Don't forget to double tap the screen, like, comment, share, subscribe. We are the biggest, by the way. I would say Happy New Year's, but it's not New Year's. Nothing's new. Everything's dead right now. Y'all looked outside. Everything's dead right now. The trees is dead. The leaves is dead. The insects is dead or sleeping. Everything's dead. It's not new. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. We are the biggest, by the way. I go by the name SOLARMAN. Y'all like my suit? Yeah, and we're talking about angels and demons right now. And now it all relates to lizard people. Lizard people are just that. They're people. But they infuse themselves with the beings from the other realm, or from the shadow realm. The ones that got casted out from this current reality. They are no longer able to vibrate in this 3D realm because they are so chaotic. I don't speak English, bro, but I like the continuedo. Appreciate that, brother. So that's what you have here, people. And the reason, and here's the best part. And here's why you're not behind. You actually are right on time and you're very successful. Because you see, so I'll use myself as an example. I done told y'all a few times, but this, for those of y'all that, I'm using myself as an example real quick. When I was younger, I was supposed to be in Hollywood. Like right now, I'm supposed to be like either strung out on drugs, like y'all seeing a lot of these Nickelodeon, Disney Channel stars is, or, I'm supposed to be transitioning into really darker films, by this point. Cause that's, that's kind of like the Disney Channel Hollywood model, right? So yeah, I was supposed to do that when I was a little boy. I did magazines, I did commercials. I was popping, You can probably see me on some if you looked it up. I can't tell you where to find it, but I'm saying if y'all find it, y'all let me know one day. Anyways, I say all that to say, the shadow world or the other world has had its chance and has had its time through pop culture now for a long time. And this is yin and yang. The Masons have this right. Everything is about balance. They've had their time, though. They've had their chance. And we've seen what they've done with their opportunity. They only want to invoke parasites and demonic entities through the world. That's all they want to do. That's all they care about doing. So the reason that you're doing well right now, and the reason that you're not behind, even if you think you're behind, is because you're right on time. Quick success fizzles out. That's what we're seeing about these rappers. These quick, flashy money, fast cars, bad bitches, a lot of money, big ass houses, big ass jury. A lot of jury, the king, but really you're a peasant. You're fizzling out. You fizzle out quickly. So this is what the rappers do, or this is what pop culture teaches you to do. It teaches you to get money real quick and to live a life that's unsustainable. It does not teach you how to hold on to success. It does not teach you what really success is. It only teaches you about monetary value. It ignores the spirit. It has to be from the devil. Success, as we've known it, as we've grown up to understand it in this last 100 years, since modern America has been here, has to be from the devil. It has to be. It has to be from the other realm, communicating with us and telling us this is what it is, so that they can manifest themselves more prevalently in this realm. It has to be from them. It can't be from the heavenly realm. There's no longevity in buying big dumbass chains. There's no longevity in being hypersexual. Why? It leads to more diseases. It leads to, and again, not the way, they say, oh, men back in the day, we had multiple wives. And even then we were in abomination against God. That's why he allowed our enemies to overtake us numerous amounts of times. Don't use Old Testament shit to justify your fuckery. Anyways, as we understand pop culture today, it has to be from the enemy. It has to be, and the enemy being the other realm, the realm that's here right now that we can't see, that's on the opposite side of the coin. Because again, I just told y'all the 3D, we exist in between those, in between those places in the flesh, right? There's the heavenly version of this that we can access. There's the shadow version of this that we can access. And then there's us right here that's communicating to you right now. And I'm able to touch you. We're communicating about all of that. I'm talking about reptilians. I'm talking about all of that. Reptilians are just humanoid humans that splice their DNA with the beings from the shadow realm. Like you've seen in Stranger Things. You seen Stranger Things? You know about Stranger Things, bro? You know about Stranger Things, bro? You know about that? Yeah. Stranger Things tells you a lot of good stuff. Tells you a lot of good stuff. I learned a lot. You can learn a lot about these bomba club, bro. Pata. These sometimes my words begin all colluded and stuff, brother. Excuse me. You can learn a lot about these stuff by watching some of this stuff. It depends on the lens that you're watching some of this stuff through. It depends on the lens that you're watching some of this. Your kids be watching it. I don't know if I let my kids watch it, but listen to this, and then I might dig what you say. So you can learn a lot about the spiritual realm through watching some of this demonic type shit. I don't suggest that you do, because it's very easy for those parasites to manifest themselves into you, because once you open your eyes are the portal to your soul, right? This is true. We learn a lot of things by reading spiritual and scriptural texts. We can learn a lot. The eyes are the window to the soul. So what I allow into my eye vessel, I will then allow into my temple to manifest itself. Because once I open a doorway for that, that's why I can't watch pornography. And that's why I can't be overly promiscuous. I can't. I have to be careful on what I allow into my eyes, because what I allow into my eyes, I will then start becoming. So anyways, when I watch this stuff, Stranger Things, Welcome to Derry, it's very, 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 very demonic, by the way. Welcome to Derry for sure is, but it's very, very, very demonic. But what I can learn from that is I can learn what they're trying to allow to manifest into the 3D realm. Because again, these things are abominations. That's why they're monsters. That's why they're boogeymen. That's why they're folklore, because they're abominations. They can't live here. They can only live here if we allow it. And the only way that I allow it is by becoming a willing vessel. Talking about it, Nicholas. I'm talking about it. I'm talking about it. I can only allow it if I become a willing vessel. So anyways, what I learned about the shadow realm, and that just puts it, I already knew about it, but puts it into language that I understand, was about watching Stranger Things. And they told you, we live here, and then on the opposite side of that coin is where these things exist. That's why it says heaven and hell is right here. It says that in these religious texts. It says it's everywhere. These people have a very deep understanding about spiritual principalities. And again, depending on the lens that you watch this through, you'll be able to understand your enemy. But you have to be very, very, very careful. It's like doing drugs to understand the effects of psychedelics, but just for research purposes. Excuse me. But just for research purposes. You got to be very, very careful, because you might get addicted quickly, easily. See what y'all talking about. Let's see what y'all talking about. LOL, I'm about to watch the rest of that tonight. Let's be serious. Yeah, portals and all. Yeah, just be careful, dog. Truth will stand when the world's on fire, and you, my friend, amaze me with your intellect as well as your spiritual insight. It's beautiful. Just finished the series 2, Stranger Things. You're right. I appreciate the compliment, Goddess. But I can't take none of this credit. I'm dumb. I'm not, and I relate dumb to being that I grew up just like y'all. And I'm not saying y'all dumb. I'm just saying that we're conditioned to be dumb. We're conditioned to be numb. We're supposed to be like Candace Owenses. We're supposed to be like Charlie Kirk. We're supposed to be only worried about the physical. We're not supposed to be relating anything back to this vessel here. So in order for me to be talking to you like this, in order for me to care like this, I signed a contract before I came back to this world, just like y'all. And you're not behind, regardless of your age. Because the conditions of this world want you to believe that you're supposed to be successful, and successful means millions and millions and millions of dollars. What does a man profit when he gains the world but loses his soul? I'm getting millions and millions of dollars, but it's going to take me a little longer. It's going to take you a little longer. It's going to take you a little longer. Don't compare yourself to Kim Kardashians, to Nicki Minaj's, to Candace Owens's, to Young Thugs. All of those people have been compromised. Charlie Kirk's. Don't compare yourself to these people. These people have forfeited parts of themselves in order to gain blessings from the shadow realm. That's why they make oaths in secret. Hold on. Just pretend like this is in my jacket. Like pretend like you can't see my hand. That's why Jesus said, nothing have I done in secret. I don't want any blessings from the shadow realm, from the other side. It's not sustainable. Those beings are chaotic. That's why they're so quick to give you something. You ever took a loan? You ever got a loan? This is a perfect example. You ever got a loan? You know how quick they is to give you a loan? Kind of, not really though. You got to sign that blood contract basically. You got to tell them like, all right, bro, I'm gonna give you my leg, my arm, my spirit. Just give me $500 till next week. All right, bet. But I need your arm, your leg, your spirit, and then I need $2,500 next month. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Accepting blessings or accepting comparing your success to the Western idea of success is lining yourself with what we consider the devil. That's why speaking your intentions and having frank, consistent sage is good in this spiritual warfare. I definitely believe it helps. I'm not so new agey, and I mean this carefully. I believe, I know that you're saying everything in good faith. I'm saying this for me. I don't believe that there's anything that I can burn, put on my body. I should have no idols. And I relate that to everything. I don't need anything outside of my direct connection with my God to be okay. Bro, I've tried it all, bro. I'm a high level with all this shit, bro. I do this shit. I promise you I done tried it all, bro. And I'm not saying I'm smarter or better than you. I'm just saying that I done tried that. And you know what? I done burn sage around people, and they say sage is supposed to, if somebody don't like the smell of sage, that means that they are a bad person or whatever like that. I think that there's properties of that are true. I done burned sage around people that I knew wasn't good for me no way. And then, yeah, they ain't like the sage, but I already knew that is what I'm saying. I already knew that. You know what I'm saying? I knew cuz was hating. I knew that nigga ain't like me for real. You feel me? I knew that. I don't need nothing outside of myself. I don't need nothing outside of myself because I was born perfect. I'm not perfect. I was born perfect because I was made in the image of God. I'm perfect. I only become perverted once I introduce myself into society. Who tells me that I got to have all the hoes? Who tells me that if I don't have a Lamborghini, if I'm not, you feel me? Who tells me that I got to have a big, stupid ass house with kids that really don't fuck with me, with a wife that probably gonna cheat on me because I'm so successful and I don't be at home. That's what society tells me to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what society tells me to do. Fuck that. Fuck, bro. Fuck it. Fuck it. No. It's not New Year. No. I don't just say that because I'm trying to be special. I'm saying that because I have to deprogram myself. I have to. Even with the little things. No. It's not New Year. No. It's not 2025. No. It doesn't make sense. I have to start with a small in order to gain. I have to build up the muscle of saying no. We're in areas I can say no at. I put out my trash can outside even when they say the trash supposed to come tomorrow. The trash normally come on Fridays. But because of the new year, they rescheduled the day to be tomorrow. I still put my trash can out. Because I'm like, no. I gotta put it out there. No. I put it back in because they're not gonna come get that shit. I don't want my stuff looking stupid. But I'm just saying, I was gonna leave it out there until my aunts and them called me like, yo, why you got your stuff outside? I'm like, yo, because they need to come get this. And I said so. It's, just because everybody else is doing something doesn't mean I need to listen. Now, there are instances in life where where it's better to be a part of a herd. But that's only when migrating from one season to the next. In between that time, though, I have to be separated from the pack. Because the pack is walking off of a cliff, and I can see the cliff. And I refuse, and I thought people like 607, was walking away from the cliff. But he's trying to lead you on a mountain that's built by him. And I don't want to be on a mountain built by man. It's unsustainable. This live isn't about 607. I'm just saying, I had an idol. I idolized this person. And then when I got around this person, it disappointed me. I got around the people that I looked up to, it disappointed me. Because I put them above myself. You know, I value information. I say it all the time. I say it all the time, brother. I say it all the time. I value information. I do. So I'm willing to esteem someone higher. You should esteem others higher than yourself. The word says this as well. But I idolize people. It's the difference between esteeming and idolizing. That's why we're going to church tonight. This is real church, bro. I've been told that I'm supposed to be a pastor and all that type of stuff. If you look at 99% of the churches in America, what do they have behind them? They have a big ass cross, right? Because the crucifixion of Jesus Christ is supposed to be what helps us remember Christ. But he resurrected. He didn't just want you to know he died. He wants you to know he came back to life. And he also told me to have no idols. Why am I having a big, stupid cross? Why am I putting myself in a pew higher than people, or even having a stadium full of people where I speak from a place of idol worship? So anyways, yeah, I'm glad that I have this platform now, because the old way of doing things is not sustainable. And that's why we have this stuff going on today. Because the old way of life is not sustainable. There will be a reckoning. There will be a burning in the spiritual aspect and in the physical. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit too, if y'all want to talk about that. These Christian and Islamic and Jewish Zionists are going to insert themselves into biblical prophecy and have false flag events that are going to essentially burn up the world and force us to choose a Messiah. That's going to happen. But you shouldn't worry yourself about that. Followers of Yahushua, you shouldn't worry about that. You shouldn't worry about that, because you have a direct connection and lineage. You are of royal priesthood, and you are protected as long as you believe that you're protected. We can talk about that a little bit more. Besides metal detoxes, we all need Yeshua. Yes. I like that. Oh, yeah. I meant to talk about April Fool's Day. Isn't that interesting? That spring, the first day of the year. I mean, the first day that life, really begins. Is they consider that April Fool's Day. These people are diabolical. These people are diabolical. Isn't it funny? Ain't that kind of funny? First day of spring is April Fool's. Gotcha. That should send chills to your body. I just got some chills to my body. I never looked at it that way, but the way you just said that, the first day of spring is April Fool's. Gotcha. Y'all believe all that bullshit we just told you. Gotcha. And then you have, so what you have here, and it kind of it pisses me off, honestly. I don't really subscribe to rituals anymore. I used to look forward to Christmas, especially when I got stuff, and people cared about my, family cared about me and stuff like that, cared about my birthday and, Christmas, and I got gifts and stuff like that. Then I cared about it. But then as I had to become in this world, and I had to, fight for survival and, prove myself daily in the workplace for, working for a wage that's not sustainable and not livable, and doing a job for people who would never do this job themselves, etc. What I'm learning is that these people really and truly use us like cattle. We're all slaves. So, I hear a lot of people, when you talk about slavery and stuff like that, we were all slaves in history. You guys are right. You guys are right. We've all been conditioned to believe that the status quo is all we got. John D. Rockefeller, he did a really good job. He gave like America, he gave the Western world like, you know, his STDs. You know, we all got that John D. Rockefeller. We all kind of like infested with that John D. Rockefeller. All of us are infested. We all got it. That's why I got to tell myself no. I have to say no. I have to say I can, and you can too. You can too. Yeah, no more of that John D. Rockefeller. What JDR. Yeah. I had to get that JDR in my blood. I had to get that JDR out of my blood. That's why I go solo mode. That's why I went around in 607 because I thought he wanted to get out that JDR too, but he believed in rituals and burning money, and I don't know, bro. I don't know. There's nothing that I've done in secret or in private. If you are a prophet of the people, I'm going to show you my progress. I'm going to show you everything that I've done. It's going to be in the open. So I got laughed at by people lesser than me. I got laughed at. I got treated like I was, you know, the goofy around people who don't have the same spirit as me. But I had to infiltrate. I had to see. I had to see exactly what not to be as I get this platform too. Don't be like that. When y'all come around me, I'm not going to make you feel uncomfortable. You know? Because I have that spirit of Yahashua in me. See what y'all talking about. Dope. New, bruh. Go into the journey. Go into it. Dope. Nah, bruh. Go into it. Your journey can help. I forgot what I was talking about. You got to remind me. What did you learn from Unc? He wanted to make everything about him rather than your best interest. What did you learn from Unc? He wanted to make everything about him rather than your best interest. What did I learn from Unc? Everything I'm kind of saying right now, as far as don't idol worship. I also learned from this guy that if you present yourself as if you play the fool, people will act accordingly. I played the fool. I am humble. I played humble. I played meek. You know, that's why I'm inheriting the earth. That's why I'm blessed, Devon. That's why I'm abundant in every area of my life. But what I learned from this was don't idol worship. Don't put men above you. You can esteem others, meaning you respect their attributes. You don't esteem their celebrity. You know what I mean? You don't idolize their position. You esteem their attributes of integrity, of honesty, of self-respect, of character and high moral values. That's what you do. What I learned from them, though, good and bad. What I learned good was content, the process of content creation. 99% of what we see on when it gets put out is to some degree and to some extent pre-planned and kind of like acted out. There is a lot of different elements of it, though, that are true. The best content creators incorporate their real lives into their content. So they don't be lying when they say this is not scripted, but they do be lying by saying that it's not scripted. So it's both. I learned that. I learned that these people that we idolize and that we put on these pedestals are just like you and I, dog. You know, this nigga be walking around mad all day, you know, thinking too much. He's thinking right now, probably watching right now. You know what I'm saying? He be thinking all day. You know what I'm saying? I know niggas like that. I thought you was different. I thought you was like above being stuck in the past. And he likes to talk about life is moment to moment. So I learned that. But then I also learned that what a hypocrite is. You know, he'll say life is moment to moment, but at the same time, he'll do mantras to remind himself of the street nigga that he is to justify his reasons for doing certain things. I learned that people are Hollywood. That people will smile in your face and go right in the next door and talk shit about you. I learned that. I learned that for sure. Bro, no homo, no Diddy, no 607. I was in these niggas' mouths so much that it was like kind of disgusting. I'd do something. I wouldn't even do nothing. Matter of fact, I said do something. I wouldn't even do nothing. I'd be upstairs in my room. I hear everybody downstairs talking about me. I'm like, yo, it's 10 of y'all in here. What y'all talking about me for? Because I carry that light. I ain't gonna say no names other than 607. You know what I'm saying? But other people, they'll get a niggas is bootlickers too. I learned that. That the person with the money, everybody gonna be nice to, and they won't really tell you the truth. I learned that about that too. That he had people around him who really didn't like him, and they would never tell him right away to his face like I did. You know me, the lame, the goofy, the non-street nigga, the square. I'm supposed to just get knocked out and be quiet and get knocked out like my daddy did. That's what he said. I'm just supposed to shut up and be square and green and light skinned. But I'm the only one that told this nigga exactly how I feel. So, I don't know. I learned that, people will be around you and really don't like you. Like, really don't like you. I learned that. What else I learned? Good. I learned that if you think it's good content, it's good content. Do it. I learned that. He's really good at doing that. If he thinks it's good, he's going to run with it. His move is the best move. I admire that to this day. I love that. Oh, I also love how this nigga is able to talk to anybody. Like, not talk to anybody, like be around anybody. Like, he will talk to anybody. You know what I'm saying? He'll talk to you. You know what I'm saying? I learned that. He'll talk to you. He'll talk to his enemies. He'll talk to somebody who just threatened to kill him. I think that that's admirable. It's part of the reason I allowed a YN on my platform who said that my mother sucks dick. Normally I would ignore somebody like that. Or if I was in close proximity to him, I would do something to them. But I was able to have a conversation with him and try to speak life into him. So I learned that. I learned a lot of stuff. I learned that I'm able to put myself at the top of the mountain and bring y'all back the information. Just like they say Cat Williams be doing. How he say he infiltrated the Illuminati on his days off, and then he come back and tell us. Part of that is true. But he's also an author of chaos as well. He benefits from the same system that he says that he speaks out against. It's duality. He is a traveling man himself. I'm not a traveling man. I took no O's in private. You should make no O's in secret. Nothing have I said in secret or done in secret. I will continue that. I'm not a Mason. You've heard it here. Cool. The witch camps. They pressed you on Unk's channel for no reason. They pressed me in that one video for sure. If you want to call it, well, you can call it pressing. I can't call it nothing else. They made me the joke, and I was an easy target. For some street niggas that such street niggas, but they've been in and out of prison. Not successful street niggas to me. I don't know. But anyways, yeah. They'll bring up my name when, before I started getting on the camera, and they say, what's his name? SOLARMAN? SOLARMAN sound like some gay shit to me. How a gay nigga gonna call another gay nigga gay? I don't know. Bob said the shit. Unk said the shit. Then go behind camera and try to act like they my friend. You know what I'm saying? All them niggas. But, I'm so far, like, elevated past that, that I see the play. I saw the play then. I was just surprised. I was like, damn, y'all not shit. I thought y'all wasn't shit, before, but I thought at least, if I paid you, nigga, for a mentorship program, that you would honestly be worthy of what I paid you. And I got my money's worth and then some, because I got to learn what not to do and who not to be around. Fuck these niggas. Excuse my language, but fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. I learned that some of my friends really aren't my friends. Y'all laughing at me and shit, because I look uncomfortable between two prison niggas, between talking about some gay shit. Wouldn't you be uncomfortable? But what was I supposed to do? I was supposed to punch him. Really? When I'm living in this house, all my shit's upstairs. I'm supposed to punch you? I don't even have a flight home yet. I'm supposed to punch you? Nah, I think 5 steps ahead before I do anything. It was just one of them situations where, they got the best of that situation. They won the battle, but I'm winning the war. I don't need to. I don't know. I don't need to do that in order to be successful. I'm completely successful on my own recognizance. I don't need to glorify street culture or talk about it to bring, light to it in order to build up my channel. I don't need to burn money in order to attract more money to myself. I don't need to be tough in order to gain respect. I can play with it. I can put on a mask as a grown man. I can do what I please because I'm speaking from the spirit. Truly. I'm not perfect at all, but I'm speaking from the spirit. Yeah. I stopped watching Unc after you left but I actually just saw the other day where he said you were the most memorable person he had there, and he respects your hustle more than the others. Oh, really? He said that? That's what's up. Because I'm real. I'm out of here. I'm out of my mind. Hold on, you just turn me up. Hold on. You shouldn't have said that. Goddamn. You shouldn't have said. Hold on. Don't watch me. Cut that part out. Don't watch me. Hold on. Because I'm actually SOLARMAN. I'm actually out of here. I'm real. I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? I'm lit. And I went there with the spirit. And I don't make any apologies for being me. I don't know why I'm yelling. I got the mic. I know it's real loud. My fault, y'all. My fault, y'all. But I don't make no apologies for being me, man. I don't make no apologies for being me. And being me is the best thing that I could possibly do. Being you is the best thing that you could possibly do. Being yourself is the best thing that you could possibly do in a world that tells you that you got to be tough. In a world that tells you that you got to have attributes about yourself that make you respectable. I guarantee you this. If you respect yourself, the world will respect you. Regardless of what you have in your pocket. Regardless of what you got to show for it. You will be rich. You will not leave this planet poor. The meek shall inherit the earth. If you believe these words and you carry them with you, you will be protected wherever you go. I was the only man that came into his house and left as a man. Everybody else tucked their tail and just left in the middle of the night. I went up to him and said, yo, bro, I got to go back to my crib. My grandma dying. I got to go back. He tried to get me to stay. No. He told me to walk back to Texas. I flew. I flew. And I took off. And I'm taking off. Built my own content creation space in Texas. It's at my family home, yes, but it's my space. Fast forward. I got multiple properties. One in Ohio that I'm currently at. You see it. It's mine. The lights are on. You see it. I don't have anybody in here with me yet. I thought about filling it up with females. I thought about doing all this. I'm not into chasing. I don't even spit game no more, bro. I don't even flirt no more because I know what it leads to. I'm focused. I'm purpose driven. I need the spirit to fill this vessel, to fill my temple. My temple is my home and my temple is my body. I'm not saying you got to be like me in order to be successful. All I'm saying is you got to believe that there's things that you need to do in order to be successful, which is denying yourself, is what I'm saying. You have to deny yourself. You have to. It ain't got to be the way I'm doing it. But there's going to be things that you cannot carry with you to your next season. You cannot. You cannot. When I was chasing ass all day, bro, that's all I thought about, bro. All I wanted to do was fuck something. That's all I wanted to do. That means after I get off a live, I'm finna be trying to see who next, or if Shorty can come through, or if you feel me, I'm spending money frivolously. You cannot be successful doing that. And if you do get successful doing that, it is a blessing. We just talked about it earlier. It's a blessing from the shadow realm. It is not a blessing that is heaven sent, because there are different sacrifices that need to be made for each and every version. There's different sacrifices that have to be made. I told you, it's cheap and easy to get blessings from the shadow realm. It's cheap and it's easy, but it requires way more. The cost is way more. It's a loan. To get blessings from the heavenly realm is expensive. But the blessings are way more bountiful and plentiful. And it requires less sacrifice, self-sacrifice. That's it. That's it. That's it. Cuz wants Solar's light back around. Yeah, he be saying that shit all the time. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I might go out to this month actually. I might go back out to Vegas to do something with dude, because I gotta do something with Crip Mac Daddy and Big Homie CC, God willing. And but I don't know yet. I gotta meditate on it. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They was OD. Come on, bro. Stop laughing at me, bro. Stop it. Stop laughing at me, bro. You laughing at me, bro? You laughing? Because they was like, yeah, you would be a nigga's wet dream in prison. Nigga. Let me tell you what I do. Somebody getting stabbed if they think they putting something in my butt. Just like that. 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 Putting something in my booty. No means no, sir. No. Anyways, people, if we learned anything from today, is that don't be surprised by, I heard a quote recently that makes a lot of sense. Don't be surprised by who people are. Don't be mad at somebody for showing you exactly who they are. Candace Owens, Charlie Kirks, Nicki Minaj, Young Thugs, 21 Savages, Trumps, Netanyahus. I would prefer if you show me exactly who you are as a person. 607 Unks, Bob Reports, Hood Jesuses. I would prefer if you show me exactly who you are as a person. I do not prefer when you hide behind an illusion and then I have to find out on my own, like I did with some of them people. I prefer if you show exactly who you are as a person. So, for that reason, because you are a person who values discipline, because you are a person who values transparency, because you are a person who values integrity, you are more successful than all those people I just named. All of them. Every single last one of them. You are successful. You are the definition of wealth. You are. Now, if it is monetary success that you value, I would ask you this. What are you going to do with your money? What are you going to do? Listen, Check it out, cuz. If I gave you $10,000 today, what would you do tomorrow? Pay off debt, pay off bills. That was probably your first answer. And I'm not mad at you. All I'm saying is, you see how you made it all about you the first 10 seconds? You see? Why do you deserve anything? If all you're going to do is bless yourself when you get it. Now, I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying, put it into perspective. You don't want to bless yourself yet because you don't think you deserve it. Let's tell the truth about it. You don't think you deserve it. That's why you don't have it. When I was homeless or sleeping from couch to couch, I consider that homeless. Sleeping from couch to couch, living in females' houses, living off of females, living at my mama's house, living at my grandma's house. Can't keep a job. Bumming, for real, bumming through life. No direction. Say I'm going to make it in music one day. When I was doing all that, I did not think that I deserved it, that I deserved success. I didn't. So I wasn't successful. I didn't think I deserved it. I got exactly what I asked for. Daily. Let me see. Daily. I got exactly what I asked for. Daily. When I sat in between 607 and King Yeller and the Bob Report behind me, and I sat down, I seen where the conversation was going as soon as it started. I was like, oh, this shit, what the fuck did I sign up for? This is what I thought. That's exactly what I thought. I ain't gonna lie to you. I said, bro, what the fuck I signed up for? What the fuck? Why am I sitting in between these three niggas? Funk knew what he was doing. He wanted me as a piece because he knew I didn't fit in. He knew what he was doing. Now that I understand content, he knew what he was doing. When I sat in between that shit, I was like, oh, man. Or they about to get over on me because I don't even know who they talking about. And all this street shit that they talking about is goofy shit to me. But, you know, I don't live like that. I never lived like that because I always thought it was goofy. I'm in the same neighborhood as you niggas, and I see you niggas shooting at each other, and I'm wondering why I have to live here. And I always thought that was goofy. I got to live here. You niggas are making it hard. So now I couldn't relate to that wicked ass shit, bro. That shit was wicked. That shit's wicked. So when I was sitting between the niggas, I was like, oh yeah, they about to make me the joke, bro. And that's just what happened. And my so-called friends, few of them, like 3 of them, all they did was laugh at that shit. They laughing at a nigga that's doing something. Even if I did get the joke made out of me, I still put myself in a position where I could do something. I'ma always do that. If that's what it takes for me to keep going, that's what I'm gonna do. If I gotta get laughed at by some nobodies, that's what it's gonna be. Those are nobodies laughing at me. Talking about, oh, bro, need to go back to school. Bro, bro, look on. Yeah, I was all types of uncomfortable. Maybe I do need to go back to school. I do. Better than you dumbass niggas. Excuse my language. Better than y'all. Y'all ain't never, y'all don't know shit. On my mama, y'all don't know nothing. If I gotta go back to school so I don't be like you niggas, for sure. For sure. For sure, man. See, I'm walking up my steps. I gotta go get my charger up in my steps. See, I'm about to go get my charger. I think it's actually, hold on, where I put my charger? Where I put my charger? But yeah, man, that's what's going on. That's what's going on. Y'all got me turned up, man. That's what's going on. You know, that's what's going on. Hold on, let me charge up real quick. Let me charge up real quick. SOLARMAN is that 607 Unk house. I thought I was gonna be able to blend in. I can't blend in nowhere. I'm a child of God, a real one, an actual one. Can't blend. You're not gonna be able to blend in nowhere. You're not gonna fit in nowhere. It's impossible. Give it up now, today, right now. It's not gonna happen. I'm here to tell you. I tried to fit in with nobodies. You can't do that when you're somebody. It's impossible. It's impossible. Left mouth. No 607. Square business. LOL, Solar. That's why he was mad when you left and didn't shake your hand. He not dumb. He understood your value. Yeah. I didn't have so much time to think about this type of stuff. I was like, man, damn, should I did that 607 King Yellow? I done replayed that shit in my head so many times because I done replayed it in my head. Someone like, bro, you should have did it like this. You should have said that. You shouldn't have sat down. But that whole time, if that's the case, I shouldn't have went. But I had to go. I had to get laughed at. And then I thought about, like, damn, my kids gonna see that fuck shit. My kids gonna see that fuck shit. But it's like, what they gonna see? They gonna see two grown men asking gay questions to you. That's what they gonna see. And you being uncomfortable around two grown men talking to you like that. Yeah, that's what they gonna see. 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 I had to recap that too. I wasn't gonna put that shit in the thumbnail because I say I ain't gonna talk about these niggas. I didn't. When I first started, when I left that content space, I was talking about them every day, because he had me fucked up. I like this nigga really think I'm a hoe. He really thought I was a hoe, bro. Like a real one, bro. Like a real hoe, bro. I'm retarded, bro. You don't know that? Like you don't know me, bro. Bob report. They really thought you was a hoe, bro. Y'all niggas really thought I was a hoe, bro. Y'all don't know me, bro. Y'all do not know me. Hold on, man. So my shit don't die, man. Because I thought it was gonna charge. Hold on, man. I got to hit the mic, y'all. 1 second. All right, mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. We listen. Can y'all hear me? Let me get a 100 if y'all can hear me. A 100 if y'all can hear me. Let me get a 100 if y'all can hear me. I can't see the comments right now. Let me get a 100. Spam 100. Spam 100 if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Right on. But yeah, bro. I done replayed that shit in my head so many times, bro. Like so many times, bro. Y'all don't understand. The reason I know niggas like 607, Unc King Yellow, the Bob Report, Hood Jesus, because I'm from the hood, bro. I'm from the ghetto, bro. I got to go to white schools. That's the only difference. That's why I'm like this, kinda, sorta. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the hood, bro. I'm from around where these niggas claim they from. I grew up around YNs and ONs. Just irrational motherfuckers. My mother kicked me out of my house and moved in an ON, an irrational motherfucker. You know what I mean? So I get it. And I used to be upset with myself, like, bro, why? I'm talking about recently. Like, all this shit is in the last, like, I don't know when the last, I left in September. So October, November, December. Damn, that shit was only 3 months ago? Damn. That was only 3 months ago? Damn, I done came a long way. Anyways, since the last 90 days, 100 days, however long it's been, going on 120 days, however long it's been, I done replayed these scenarios in my head so many times, bro. There's nothing I could have did better. I'm trying to tell you, you're not going to fit in as a child of God. You're not a real one. I ain't never fit in nowhere, bro. Even when I was outside the will of God, I still didn't fit in. I was an outsider. You're going to be an outsider in this life. But that's why we come together, though. Gang, what up with a jit from Dak? Demons for real. Snake stripes don't change. Facts. Wordsmith. Good to see you doing well. I appreciate you being here, dog. Good to see you. You proved to him you can do it on your own, and I know he respects that. Yeah, I ain't had nothing to prove to do. Honestly, though, when I did, I was like, oh yeah, he think I'm a hoe. So without beating the brakes off this nigga, let me just do it the best way that I can, which is consistency. Because I done dealt with bullies all my life. I done looked like this my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I done looked like this. my whole life. So I done dealt with pressure my whole life. And the best way to deal with it is, boy, you gotta play hard. Don't say nothing, just play hard. You know? For y'all, don't say nothing, just play hard. Don't say nothing. Just play hard. Let your actions do the talking. That's it. I put the work in, I did. Happy New Year. I know what you're saying, guys. Happy new calendar day to you. It's not I don't believe in the new year. It's not the new year. Everything's dead outside. The trees are dead outside. The grass is dead outside. The bugs are asleep. The animals are sleeping. There's nothing dead. I mean, there's nothing new. It's not new. I know what you're saying, though. So happy new calendar day to you. For sure. And welcome to see. Nice to see you. For sure. My bad, bro. You good, bro. I know what you said. And this shit was entertaining, you feel me? If it wasn't me going through it, I'd get weak too. If it wasn't me going through it. But, I had to go through it. So, that shit not funny. But if it wasn't me, that shit'd be hilarious. But it's not, but it's me. So it's not that funny. You feel me? It's not that funny. That shit hilarious, bro. I know it, bro. It's just like, bro. When I did that pod though, it's like, bro, what y'all niggas gay as hell, bro. What the fuck y'all asking me all these dick in the booty questions for, bro? Like all these dick in the booty questions, bro. Like, bro, y'all niggas, bro, y'all some prison niggas, bro. Like y'all some unsuccessful gangsters. I'm glad y'all doing pod. The streets ain't work out. I thought the idea of streets is not to get caught. If I'ma do something, I'm not trying to get caught. Because the last thing I want to do is be around men all day. And then around a bunch of Fleece Johnsons. Y'all seen that shit they did with the Booty Warrior? Oh my God, bro. Then he said if I would have been there at the house, Aunt would have been like, oh, like SOLARMAN, you love SOLARMAN. But Fleece Johnson, what'd he say? He said, I used to like light skins because you could see the scratch marks on it. I'm like, woo! Yo! That's why I know, bro. I gotta, I'm glad, God protected me, boy, because that would have turned me into an animal. I'd be damned if you taking some ass from me, bro. No, bro. My booty, bro. Nah, bro. More dumb stuff. They seen your potential and intimidated by it. Yeah, niggas is followers too. Like, you feel me? They like niggas that go off on energy and like think like, you feel me? They just following like his energy and shit. I said that shit to their face though. I ain't say it to all them niggas, like, everybody that was in the content house, but I'm not no weak guy either though. You feel me? Like physically. Like, you feel me? So, once you get up on me, it's a little different. But when you pay somebody too, especially like a freaky deaky street nigga like 607, man, that give him an excuse to treat you however, because they serving you. He was serving me a mentorship. So it was like, that gave him like an excuse to kind of like be however he wanted to be with me. But he just ain't know who he was talking to. That's it. You stood 10 toes down regardless, and they stupid for real. 100. You handle everything like a real man. I appreciate you saying that, goddess. And I believe y'all saying that. Y'all not just saying that because it's me. I handled it the best way that I could. You feel me? Like, boy, it was like, boy, I wanted to leave like the first 2 days, bro. I wanted to leave the first day when he put that banana by my luggage and he put that money by my luggage. The first day I was there and expecting me to take something. Like I was HBG Court and Wade Digga Quiz or something. You feel me? He wanted me to be like them niggas. I wanted to leave the first day when I heard him talking about that light-skinned nigga outside and how light-skinned niggas, he ain't never fuck with no light-skinned niggas because blah, 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 blah. I wanted to leave when I heard him and Karma Twos in the kitchen talking about me. I wanted to leave when I heard him and Fox Shice talking about me. I wanted to leave when, the Bob report would keep tabs on me. I felt like it was just me specifically, and, he had a point system for like a day. And I went out with Karma Twos, Fox Shice, K3, and was his son with us? Nah, his son wasn't with us. And we went to go get weed, and I was the only nigga that got pointed, and Bob was sitting outside so he could report that shit to me. I wanted to leave then. I was like, bro, these niggas is weird hoes, bro. I paid you, nigga. What are you talking about? I wanted to leave then. but God, you know, but God, but God. 100 facts, and people shouldn't worry about trying to fit in. Have to choose, fit in people to have to choose them before other people. Unsuccessful gangsters. I'm laughing my ass off. I'm just saying, bro. I thought the whole idea was, all right, I'm about to do this shit quiet, so I'm not gonna look like a criminal. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna look like a criminal. I'm not going to associate myself with other people who look like criminals, and I'm not going to get caught. By God, I'm not gonna get caught, because then that makes me unsuccessful in my endeavor. And I believe in success, true success. I don't know about you people, but I do. 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 You keep going. Sound like a lot of fuck shit was going on, G. A lot of fuck shit was going on, bro. But again, I'm a soldier, bro. I'm a real soldier, bro. So it's like, I was like, bro, I value every dollar I got, bro. I done talked about all this shit, but I value every dollar I got. So I was like, all right, bro, I'm going through all this fuck shit. All these niggas busters, and can't none of them beat me. That's what I like. That's what I thought about it in my head. Like, all these niggas busters, and can't none of them whoop me. I swear for Lord. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I kept in my head. Like, if it do come down to it, like, I know these bitches hurt. And I ain't just saying that I'm the hardest. I just knew wasn't nobody there that could whoop me. You know? So it's like, I kind of like ran with that. And I was like, if it come down to it, but like, yeah, my kept my room a temple. You feel me? My shit was like paradise. You feel me? That nigga said like that nigga in jail, and his girl was like, yeah, that nigga clean as hell. Like, boy, what y'all used to, dirty nigga? Like, bro, what is y'all used to? Y'all from the trenches, but just cause you from the hood don't mean you dirty. You know how many people I know from the hood that's not dirty, that's living like they house is nice, they just in the hood, and then they gotta deal with motherfuckers who don't give a fuck. That's what's going on in the hood. That's what's really going on. I didn't learn littering until I got around my cousins, and they would litter outside and shit because motherfuckers are litter on their street, so they didn't give a fuck about littering on your street. But it was a day choice because they didn't give a fuck about themselves, because them niggas was ratchet. Them niggas not even ratchet, they just want to be wannabes. There's a lot of wannabe street motherfuckers. I don't know, bro. I just don't understand, like, looking like a criminal, then acting like a criminal, and then being surprised when you get caught. Like, I don't get all that. Like, again, I thought the whole point was to be quiet. Quiet. I don't know. Are you a con man? I don't think so. Look like Trevor Lawrence. That's weird, bro. That's gay. Why I look like Trevor Lawrence, bro? That's gay. That's gay, bro. Anyways, y'all. Back to lizard people. Back to lizard people, man. This I'm gonna tie this all in because even the order that 607 Unc say he a part of, which is a Freemason, he say he a 33rd degree Mason. If he a 33rd degree Mason, that means he didn't took an oath in private, and that also means he didn't read the Book of Rights. You know what I'm saying? The book, and he didn't confess his sins in a coffin. I don't know if they still do that. Each order kind of got their own different stuff, but I don't know if he did that. But these people know about the shadow realm. They know about the other side of the coin. They know about the darkness. They know about all this. And lizard people aren't aliens. They're human beings that have been here for a long time. That spliced their DNA with God DNA, with the fallen's DNA. And the results that we're seeing in the world right now, the cloning, etc., is just a remanifestation of what happened previously. There's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. Yeah, you know, I got to get back to things of substance, you know. There's nothing new under the sun. These new gangsters are broken lame. Gangsters, being a gangster period is broke, is lame, bro. Is lame. Is lame to exploit your people for money. And I'm talking about Bumpy Johnson. I'm talking about Frank Lucas. I'm talking about Al Capone. I'm talking about all these people. They lames. They was all lames. They was all losers. And the only reason they became somebody is because they exploited the weaknesses of people. That's lame. That's loser mentality. That's loser mentality. If the only way that you get successful is by exploiting my weakest desires, porn producers, drug sellers, you're a loser. You're a loser. You don't have anything that could make you benefit society. So you have to exploit society. Gangster culture is lame culture. That's why other people try to twist the words and like, man, gangster is, reclaim the word just like nigga. They reclaim the word and say, gangster is taking care of your family. Gangster is basically being a man. Gangster is standing on principle. Gangster is having morals and, principles about yourself. That's gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I figured out too. Like being around like quote unquote street dudes, these niggas still in high school. The cool kid get to talk, get the cool kid. Everybody trying to come around the cool kid, which was Unc. Everybody was in high school though. I was seeing this shit. I'm like, y'all niggas old as hell. Y'all letting this nigga, y'all not telling this nigga about his stuff. Ain't nobody saying the truth. All right. All right. All right. All right. For sure. I get it. Different from the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki, okay, so there's different, okay, so remember how I just talked about Charlie Kirk and I talked about Candace Owens and I talked about Young Thug. Young Thug and Candace Owens are kind of like the same people, but on two opposite sides of the fence. So like Candace Owens is like the upper class version of a Young Thug because she's just like a Young Thug. She's a self-hating black, but she has different priorities. Young Thug is a self-hating black, but he has different priorities. His priorities is, quick, flashy lifestyle and, blessings from the shadow realm. Candace's priorities is long-term gratification and acceptance into beings that operate in the shadow realm. But she's also a self-hating black. They're both self-hating black, so they're both on the same side. So the same thing about Anunnaki and lizard people. Lizard people operate in the shadow realm, primarily speaking, because they've been here so long that's the only place in, primarily their ancestry, or not their ancestry, their powers come from that of the shadow realm. But since they've been here so long, you got some good ones. I mean, you got a lot of bad ones though. Anunnaki, they've been here so long and they're used to operating in the positive heavenly realms because, they didn't splice their DNA like those lizard people. I might have to do a whole live on the differences between Anunnaki and lizard people. But as I understand it, Anunnaki, kind of like the black gods, kind of like, created all earthly religions and, sent all their prophets and stuff like that. That's why all the prophets and stuff were black. But they all operated in the same coin. They're just different sides of the fence. Just like the Candace Owens and the Young Thug, if that makes sense. That's how you fall off your circle. Got to be tight. Facts. My ex exploited me. It doesn't feel good, but claiming my power back is the best revenge. Yeah, you got to claim your power back in the best way that you can. Damn, I'm sorry they did that. We got about 5 more minutes, people. Y'all ask me anything that y'all might be interested in. This was a good one today. Started off a little slow, but I had to get back into the rhythm and flow of things. But yeah, Anunnaki and lizard people are from the same coin. They just have different priorities. Lizard people. That's why the lizard theory is more associated with the elite because they care more about operating in this 3D realm. Anunnaki care more about operating outside of humanity and just like kind of like socially engineering society from the outside. Lizard people want to do it from the inside. There we go. That's the difference. Lizard people inside, Anunnaki outside. But they all kind of like part of the same. They all got casted out of heaven, all of them. All of them. It's dope. Let me not skip comments. How you feel about Anthony Joshua's car accident? Yeah, brother. Ah man, scrolling. So rest in paradise to the two that lost their lives in Nigeria and on Lagos. So they were in Nigeria. Um, and I think Anthony Joshua was an Igbo man too. So anyways, how I feel about it. So I've I don't want to be so quick to call everything conspiracy. Anthony Joshua. I don't want to be so quick to call everything conspiracy. You know, but being that he is a traveling man, he is a Freemason. He is. And being that Masons take oaths in secret, they do. And being that Masons run every facet of society that we are aware of, entertainment, health, government, media, they do. Being that Jake Paul is a traveling man, he is. Was the car and the two being that okay, so let's just, before I give you my synopsis, let me just tell you the information that makes this a conspiracy. They reported that that fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua had 33 million viewers. Oh, what an interesting number to reveal. These people are infatuated with numbers and numerology. Okay, cool. 33 being the master number. 33, we understand that, right? All right. Being that Anthony Joshua and his people died, or they got into that car crash 10 days after 10 days after that fight, are the number 1 and the number 0, the number 1 of new beginnings, and the number the number 0 of infinite possibilities. Okay, cool. Being that during the face-off between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul, that they were doing Masonic symbols up on the podium. Okay, cool, understood. Do I think it was a sacrifice? It very well might have been. I'm not sure if it was, but it very well might have been. I think that Anthony Joshua is easily manipulated and controlled because he did a thing too during the COVID-19. Are we back live? My bad, y'all. My fault. Anyways, um, being that being that being that he being that Anthony Joshua is an easily manipulated man, that can be easily coerced, because he was supposed to go to prison for like 20 years, but he got a pardon from the British Parliament, and then he also got introduced into the Knights Honor Templar something society that's only for the British esteem. Britain is very demonic. And the royal family is very demonic. So anytime you get a blessing from the royal family, I'm very suspicious of you. So Anthony Joshua got all of that. Anthony Joshua is a Freemason. Anthony Joshua auctioned off his shorts at a Freemason temple like 2-3 years back. Anthony Joshua is a high-ranking celebrity Freemason. Was it a ritual? Probably. It was probably a ritual. At that level, you don't get blessings without sacrifice. Sometimes you got to sacrifice yourself. Sometimes you got to sacrifice others. Do I think he intentionally sacrificed his two friends? Anthony Joshua strikes me as the type of person that would try to delay the sacrifice, but then they would have to come collect anyway. Like he strikes me as the type of person that would try to like stop from paying his bills, and then they just gonna have to kick down his door and take all his furniture. But he know what he signed up for. He strikes me as that type of person. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think about that. It's dope seeing you progress. You getting more and more comfortable and better at content. Right on, brother. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, bro, I am. I just have to, it's consistency, bro. That's all that is. Consistency is the cure for all and any diseases. So if y'all learn anything from me, just learn how to be consistent, bro. Well, whatever you want, and I guarantee you're gonna get it. I guarantee that. All good, right on. Have you ever heard the Most High's voice? I have. I've never told anybody till now. It's not all the time, only a few. For me, the Most High voice kind of sounds like a go to sleep. Kind of sounds like that. That's kind of a secret. I see the Most High in visions all the time. Can I share this with him, Lord? All right. Told me not to share it with you, but I see the Most High in visions all the time. If you like, you can describe for us very briefly before I go what the Most High voice sounds like. Um, but while we waiting on you to decide if you want to do that or not, yeah, very much might have been a ritualistic sacrifice again because of the numbers, because of the symbolism that was presented during the fight, and being that Anthony Joshua was so easily manipulated. Yeah, very much might have been a sacrifice. You know, I don't think he intended to kill his friends though. Them was his friends. Them was his brothers. I don't think he intended to do it, but Nigerians too. They're very deep into the occult. Very deep into the occult. Every major celebrity from Nigeria, not even major, every celebrity from Nigeria is part of an occultic society. Oh, really? Oh, we hearing the same thing then? Yeah, it's very subtle. The way I hear the voice, very subtle and very stern. Very subtle but very stern. I ain't perfect love. If you don't love me first, I'll never love your children. You'll never love your children the right way. That's real. So yeah, I think we had a very successful live today. I appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Um, I'm probably not gonna see y'all again until it's gonna be a couple days. I've been spreading these lives out because I think I want to do quality over quantity. So, just be patient with me. I'm figuring out a better schedule than just doing it daily because it does not fit my current life. I have other business endeavors that I have to engage in at the time. But I do appreciate y'all being here. If y'all got, I'll tell you what, if y'all got any other topics that y'all want to talk about, I'll do that very briefly. If not, then I'll go ahead and just end it. Y'all let me know. I'll give y'all another minute or so to decide. Bro, why do I keep thinking I got a chef? Like I want to. Oh, that Stefan Diggs situation. Yo, here's another example of what money will do to somebody who doesn't, who gets their blessings from the shadow realm. So Stefan Diggs, y'all didn't ask me this, but Stefan Diggs is recently he's recently been convicted of assault and battery of his chef by throwing her onto her bed and choking her and things of that nature. Why was he at her home and why was they in the bedroom? Because Stefan Diggs is somebody who cannot control his sexual desires, and money has made him into the beast that he has always been. Stefan Diggs is the baby father is the father's baby of Cardi B, the other promiscuous woman. That's her baby daddy. And he also has like I believe and I'm not making this up. I believe it's like he has like 5 women pregnant along with Cardi B at the same time. Stefan Diggs is an animal. You know, Stefan Diggs is an animal, bro. He is an animal. He is an animal. Oh yeah, you talking about Haley Pasternak or Kalen, whatever dude's name is, Pasternak, the CIA, Canadian CIA operative, Special Forces operative, I'm sorry, that is used as Hollywood's handler for MK Ultra, handler for celebrities from Tom Cruise to Kanye West, the list goes on. But I'm talking about Stefan Diggs right now. Stefan Diggs cannot control his sexual desires, and his sexual desires have led for him. He tried to get his cook to sign a what's the word? To sign a what's the thing when you can't talk? To sign one of them things where you can't talk, but she ain't signed it because he promised to pay her business fees and stuff because he been, you know, so she won't talk and tell about all his sexual secrets and how he like dudes and girls, you know. But he has sex with everything, with every female that comes across him. And I used to be like, I'm gonna be like that. And now that I have this, what I consider my mansion, I could be like that right now. But I don't want to be. By the grace of God, He has instilled in me, this godly spirit has instilled in me a spirit of discipline. And because I have a spirit of discipline, I will not be stroken down by my lowest desires. That's by the grace of God. But that has to be a choice. NDA. That's what it is. NDA. NDA. Yeah. He wanted her to sign the NDA. And she ain't signed the NDA because you know how females get. Anybody. When you've been having sex with me, boy, what I'm gonna sign whatever for. That's just like if you sell weed and you start having sex with some of the girls you selling weed to, you think they gonna keep paying you, boy? No. you know that contract is null and void. No. And they think they have a right to talk down. So that's what slinging. Excuse my language, Lord. Forgive me, y'all. That's what slinging too much dick gets you. It gets you people who don't want to stay in their place no more. Because we don't live in a time and era where females just stay in a place of having to shut up. That's been gone. That's over with. That's over with. Your money can only buy you so much. We seen that with Jay-Z. We seen that with Puff Daddy. They don't give a damn. Certain people are shut up for sure, but by and large, man, people got a voice, and all it takes is an accusation to condemn you in the court of public opinion. He is guilty in the court of public opinion. He's guilty, regardless if he did it or not. Because why? He is not known for having dick control. He's not. He's not known for keeping it in his pants. They did an interview when he used to play for the Vikings. He done played for like 2 teams since he left the Minnesota Vikings. That's where he started at. But he played for 2 teams since then. He played for Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, and then he played. Now he played with the New England Patriots, or played with the New England Patriots. I think it's over with. But anyways, when he played with the Minnesota Vikings, they did a little poll like, who's the guy that you would most not want to date your sister? Everybody on the team that they interviewed, I'm talking about from white, black, training staff, anybody that they talked to, they said Stephon Diggs. Like, without a shadow of a doubt, like, that man is a monster. Who knows what these people know about this dude? Who knows? And everybody was laughing at it then, but nah, bro, that's not funny, bro. If I heard everybody say that about me, bro, I'm gonna take a step back. I'm like, damn, bro. What y'all know about? Damn, I be doing too much, huh? I be doing too much, huh? Yeah, so he's not known for keeping his dick in his pants, bro. So since he's not known for keeping his dick in his pants, now it's over with. That's what thinking that you're a god on this earth does to you, Diddy. Stephon Diggs. Jay-Z is still useful. He's still a useful little boy. So that's why, he's allowed to, you remember that? Yeah, bro. That shit, damn, bro. If everybody's saying that shit about me, damn, bro, I need to change, bro. No, I need to change. But that's what being a god on this earth allows for you. We are made in the image of God. We are not the creator. We are the creators of our own universe. That means we're made in an image where we can create many universes. We are not the creator of the universe. We can manipulate it, but we did not create it. These people don't know that. When you get so much money, monetary value in a Western society where that's what we value, where we value gladiators, where we value entertainers, where we value politicians, where the people that are supposed to serve the people, all of this is supposed to be for us. Let me just remind y'all that all of this is supposed to be for us, for our entertainment, our engagement, our protection, us. But all these people we place on pedestals above us, it doesn't make sense. When you're a god on this earth, you fall hard, and we're seeing that. I will crush your idols before you. It says that in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 6. Read it. Even if you're not religious, you can still articulate that and place that in today's time. The idols of Zion and Israel are fallen. Israel has fallen. It's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing, actually. It's a wonderful thing, actually. Anyways, y'all, We right at about 2:10. I'm gonna go ahead and go and get me something to eat because I don't have a chef. I don't know why I kept thinking I had a chef. Like literally, I kept wanting to call my chef and be like, "Yo, can you make me some beef sausage? You know what I'm saying? Some beef sausage links. Can you you know what I'm saying? That's what I want. So you know I gotta give me some Waffle House. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do that now. You know? But I love y'all with the love of Christ. Welcome in, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. We are the biggest, by the way. I go by the name SOLARMAN. I'll see y'all next time. Peace, love, and light to you. Peace.